Not you, not you, not you. Heart so cold, we change the tempo of the room. These fakes we grow, we bloom in this fast car, we blow, we zoom, now shift.
It's not every day you meet someone that's, moving to England in America, but we got a special guest here.
That's right. My name's Austin Lobby. I am from Texas. Shout out to the DFW.
Are you from DFW?
Yes, right. Dallas-Fort Worth. Represent. So it's funny because Jonah and a lot of the guys have to joke about, like, every time you meet a Texan, they'll let you know within the first 5 minutes.
Oh yeah, no, that's it. Do you know what? I'm an English guy in America, and you're an American guy about to move to England.
That's right.
Like, how does that even happen?
So I took an opportunity to go and serve the Lord in an overseas context while being a college missionary. So I'll be serving on the college campus in the University of Birmingham, in Birmingham, UK. Just ministering to students and, like, sharing the gospel of Jesus Christ, and hoping, man, that people will be saved and come to want and desire a relationship to be had with Jesus. And so, yeah, I just answered the call that was placed on my life by the Lord. One of the verses that really compelled me to say that, yes, and make that decision was Isaiah 6:8, where the Lord just asking Isaiah, whom shall we send before us and whom shall go? His response is, here I am, send me. And I was like, bro, I want that to be my response. So
that's some powerful ish. Like, if I told my mom, oh yeah, the Lord told me to move to America, she would have let me go like that. But that's not what happened. If I told her I'm moving over to ministry, she would have packed my bags for me. But anyway, that's if you don't mind me asking, how did the opportunity arise? Is it something that you fell into? Is it something you actively seek, or a bit of both?
It was both. I think a lot of it I kind of fell into since I surrendered my life to Christ in college. Mm-hmm. And so I was already involved with this ministry, and the ministry is called Campus Outreach. They met me in my fraternity meeting one Sunday evening and presented themselves with who they were, and I was interested for some reason. I can't really explain. I guess I was just looking, Mm-hmm. And started going, but it was a 2-year process before I even said yes to wanting a relationship with Jesus. It was constant pursuit of me. They were constantly meeting up, hanging out with me, and just loving me for who I was and where I was. From that, I've experienced some growth in my personal relationship and devotion to the Lord. And I just started thinking about what I wanted to do after college. And I had multiple options that I could have gone and picked, but I think the biggest question that was posed to me, I really made me ask myself, okay, this is what I'm gonna do, and I'm sure of it now, is man, where can I get more of Jesus? Especially as someone who's single, doesn't have any ties, I was like, man, that's simple. All these options, I can experience Jesus, but where can I get the most of them? It's man, serving them in an overseas context and sharing the gospel with other people. And so,
what you're doing is so selfless in a sense. In my eyes, it's my opinion. I think it's so selfless because you're going to serve Jesus in another country. You have no real ties there. You're just going on complete faith, almost. That's how I'm seeing it. It's you're just going on complete faith, and to some people that would seem mad. That's what that comes
maybe
to.
I am.
Yeah, maybe.
But I'm just mad crazy about Jesus.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's
Did you pick Birmingham, or Birmingham was assigned to you?
Yeah. Kind of in a both. I think the Lord's hand was sovereignly over the situation, because Birmingham was definitely I had to pick a list between I put 3 down, my top 3. Mm-hmm. And it was Athens, Greece, Birmingham, UK, and Brisbane, Australia. Mm-hmm. And I pursued Athens. That was definitely an opportunity for me. I reached out and said, hey, this is my list. They said, okay, perfect. Did the rundown. Long story short, I didn't get the opportunity because the spots were already filled. Mm-hmm. They were only taking 2 guys and 2 girls. But Birmingham, they offered Birmingham, and I was I prayed about it for about a week and saw some counsel and asking questions man, I don't know, I really want to go to Athens, Greece, and I started to build a heart for the people there and just the need for the gospel to be spread. But ultimately, the Lord shut that door for a good reason. There's actually not even a team going anymore, so I got to save the heartache of going and sharing about what I'm doing and raising my support and doing all this. And instead, I got to do it. Yeah, exactly. Instead, I got to do it for a country that I'm actually able to go to now. So there's just a lot of different things that went in there, and then I all to say, it's looking at it now, I have more of a heart for this city and this country than I did for Athens. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I'm super excited. I'm ready just to learn and serve.
I'm a big believer in everything happens for a reason. And like,
I was supposed to graduate back in 2018 from college, and for multiple reasons I didn't have it. I actually came to know the Lord in the new year of 2017-2018 New Year, quite literally, like that carried over to the new year, and that happened for a reason. Like I was supposed to graduate that year, but in the grand scheme, it took me 2 victory laps. So, but in those 2 victory laps, those 2 years, I was able to grow in a foundational understanding of my relationship with Jesus Christ and be raised up to be sent. So I definitely believe that, like, man, God had a plan. I wasn't even supposed to go to the university I went to. I'm definitely glad that certain things happened in my life that kept me in DTA, because ultimately, like, what really and truly mattered was I came to know and have an understanding of what it meant to walk with Christ. And so
you seem to be very, very studious and very, very diligent in what you're about to do. Like, when I was coming out here, it was just, I'm coming out here and I'm just gonna be out here, and whatever happens, happens. But the way you've broken down a lot of things tells me, all right, this isn't a guy that is just like going blindly. You're going with quite a strong, not only spiritual foundation, but quite a strong, like, dare I use the word physical one. You like, I just want to get to know, like, is this you as a person? Have you always been like this, or is this something like, what's your mindset like going into this?
Yeah, so I graduated with a degree in accounting, so I'm very analytical. I like to see where things can derive from. Like, I had a roommate that was just kind of like we'll deal with it when it comes kind of mentality. I'm like, that's cool. Like, I can sometimes have that, like, mentality, but at the same time, I like to know, like, specifics. Like, let's think about this. Let's plan this. Now, for me, I just, something I'm passionate about is wanting to get to love these people well, and learn from them. And it would say a lot about me if I didn't at least spend the time to get to know them. The people I'm going to interact with, I'm going to spend 2 years with. It's like, if I'm going to build these relationships and try to make friends in hopes of sharing the gospel, it's like, what kind of guy would I be if I didn't at least spend some time trying to get to know them before even getting to know them? Does that make sense? Yeah. So I like to know what I'm getting into.
I think that's a very good mindset to have. I like a basic foundation, and after that, I'm pretty much just vibes in it. I'm just like, alright, we'll see where we go in it. But
vibing.
Yeah, like, that's what you said about, you said it earlier. You plan to be out there for 2 years. Is there any way that can be extended? Do you have plans of it being extended? Are you looking beyond the 2 years, or as of now, that's where your eyes are?
I think it's hard not to, like, at least think and consider what is after the 2 years. Like, I think just for most people, the thought ponders in your head. In some form of fashion. So yes, I thought about it, but at the same time, I really want to surrender those thoughts to the Lord and say, like, hey, like, I potentially, want to go back. Like, that's my desire. I don't know if that's what's best, or that's the Lord's going to call me to. My hand is open to that. Maybe it's come back and be administrating the States. Maybe it's go and be in the workforce and do public accounting, or do a corporate job that I had, an offer for before I left, or before I made a decision to do this. And there's multiple things I could do. I think ultimately, like, what this 2 years is really going to show me is, like, has the Lord used these 25 years of my life to prepare me for this? But ultimately, like I said in the beginning, like, I just want to go and experience with Jesus.
I mean, going to a city like Birmingham, you're gonna see some diversity. I'll say that. Like,
a lot of diversity.
Yeah, a lot of that's
one of the most diverse cities in the world.
Yeah, literally. Like, but what I find interesting is, like, there's variety in diversity.
Yes.
So, like, I know that Dallas-Fort Worth area has a lot of diversity, but I know from the little I've gathered, the diversity that's there is going to be very, very different to the diversity that is in Birmingham. So, like, how have you prepared for that? Like,
yeah, I'm excited, but I'm also nervous. Like, people ask me, like, what is one of your greatest fears, but also what are your potential greatest joys of being able to go and do what you're doing? And it's the same thing. It's one, getting to learn and embrace, like, the culture, which I will experience there. But also, the same thing, one of the greatest fears is like offending someone because of their culture, because of my ignorance, right? And having to, like, reconcile build that trust and relationship again. And so at the same time, as much as it's like a fear of like, oh man, I'm not trying to hurt your feelings. I don't want to like disown your culture or make it think it's like the bottom of it's like worthless. But at the same time, I am also learning from that mistake, and so hopefully like they can see that and be like, hey, that was not intentional.
Yeah.
I definitely mean the best and want to learn from you. Like, but I think the way that in which I was like have been prepared for this. Again, it literally just comes back to the topic of like board sovereignty. I went to the University of Texas, like I said, and that's one of the top 5. I think it's actually number 3 most diverse universities in the United States. And there's like over 120 plus countries represented on the campus from across the world. And so in Birmingham, it's like 150 plus countries represented just in the city of Birmingham. And so I think the Lord has been good to kind of give me a sneak peek at what He has prepared me for. And just like being able to look back at that and like make that realization is very humbling because I'm like, this literally all happened for a reason. Like this is not of my own doing. Like things played out this way in multiple ways in my time in college because the Lord had a plan.
All right, so to kind of like round it off, I know you got a podcast, so can you like let people know what your podcast is about and so on?
Yeah, my podcast is called The Root, semicolon with Robbie, Robbii, and Mawby, Mawby is my last name. That's my fraternity brother, my boy Robbie, shout out. We do a podcast that literally just talks about like walking with Christ on the campus, and we have different topics. We talk about like evangelism, getting the word, prayer, spending time in the biblical community, and just the benefits to those things, and maybe some certain tendencies and where you may fall to sin in those areas or whatever it looks like. But man, check us out. We're on all platforms: Apple, Spotify, Google Podcasts, like you name it.
And have you got any of your social media accounts like Twitter, Instagram?
Yeah,
like that.
Yeah, Instagram.
Plug it all in. Let them get it.
My Instagram name is MagicMawby28. Like Magic Mawby for Magic Mawby. Facebook, just type my name in, Awesome Mawby. But yeah, I don't do Twitter. I don't do Snapchat. I don't do TikTok. I keep it simple.
Yeah.
So my LinkedIn. If you want to follow me on LinkedIn. I do have a YouTube channel. I just started kind of posting content just for ministry purposes.
Yeah, plug that in as well. Is that just your name?
Yeah, it's just my name, Awesome Mawby. Just find me on YouTube. Hook me up with some of your Birmingham friends, man.
Yeah, we'll
UK.
We'll do. So yeah, like all my UK people, especially Birmingham people, if you want to get at him, let him know. Yeah. Then I think this has been a very insightful. I've really enjoyed this conversation.
Yes.
For me, it's been an eye-opener, you feel me? It's been quite humbling, so I wish you all the best in your endeavors, and yeah, man, the sky's the limit.
Thanks, bro. Thanks for having me.
Thank you, man. No problem, man. Take care.
You guys are doing what you're supposed to be doing. Keep being great.